Hello everyone, it's Dr. Cary Yurkiw. Welcome to today's webinar on clinic design. I've been looking forward to doing this webinar because I have a lot of experience with clinic design and building and renovating and buying property. So I think this is something that I can speak to quite well and something a lot of health professionals don't know much about. I mean, we're taught in school to be experts at treating patients, but what we're not taught on is the business side of practice, and that's something we help health professionals with at True North. And speaking about that, we are starting a mastermind group. So if you're interested in joining our mastermind group next Saturday, a week today, we'll be starting that group, and you can join us for this free mastermind session next Saturday. And after Saturday, we'll be giving out memberships to our mastermind group. I'll tell you more about that in today's webinar. So my name is Dr. Cary Yurkiw. I started True North Practice Management in 2020, and I've been in practice for over 25 years myself. I help health professionals succeed in business, practice, and life because there's a lot more to being a health professional than seeing patients. And I help health professionals find their true north. For health professionals to stay focused on why they became a health professional in the first place. Most health professionals want to change and save lives. They have a passion for helping people, and sometimes when you get into all the details of practice, you can lose sight of that. And it's important that we revisit that and refocus and build systems around that. So that's why I started True North, and that's why I call it True North Practice Management. I built my own clinic with friends when I first got out of college. So I was in my early 20s, early to mid 20s, and my friends were in construction, and they helped me to build my first clinic on a major street in Winnipeg, Manitoba. And that clinic was fantastic. I did very well at that clinic. The design of it was great. The rooms, it had a curved wall, it had a beautiful reception area. So it was really well done, and I'm very thankful to my friends for helping me to get that clinic built. And it's still there to this day. And then I moved to my own property. I actually purchased a property. It was on another busy street, and renovated the building from an older unit to a new unit. So we did the inside and the outside of the building. My wife helped me, and she's a builder, so we were able to redesign that and get the clinic looking beautiful in a different way from the original clinic. And we really enjoyed being there. And then we relocated to another province. So it's like another state in Canada, so to British Columbia. I joined a wellness clinic that had multiple practitioners in it. And then when I got busy enough, I moved to my own practice and installed an x-ray. And that was one of the major reasons for moving, was getting my own x-ray facility. And then, of course, we've built homes. My wife and I have built homes, and we own franchises in malls. So I understand traffic, I understand retail and customers. So I think that lends very well to this topic of clinic design and real estate. So I had quite a few students last year that were graduating, and I was able to coach them on what type of location they'd want to be in. And one of the things I told them is make sure you find a clinic or a location that has a lot of parking, like this one, where people can park right in front and walk in. Signage, it's very clear. I like the signage on this clinic. Very easy to read. And then it's nice to have some space around the building for expansion. So in this case, there's real estate around the building if you needed to expand onto the existing building or down the road if you wanted to rebuild. So these are all very good things to look for when you're going to open your own clinic. This may be in a more remote area. So in a bigger city, you may not be able to get this, but this is ideal as far as a clinic setup for real estate. And then when you look for a location, I always say, try and find a busy corner. This is downtown Vancouver. So try to find a busy corner, a place that's easy to get to. So for most people, they can take a highway here in yellow to get to the clinic within 10 minutes or 20 minutes. And a place that's high density, so a lot of people in the community that could walk to your clinic or come to your clinic in the morning or in the evening or throughout the day. And there's parking available. So again, the parking is important, whether it's underground or on the street. And they can get into the location easily. So being able to drive in and drive out and having access to all 4 directions of traffic is best, but you can't always get that. And that's what I look for as far as a clinic location. As far as the clinic design, we're going to talk about the structure of the clinic, so the way it should be laid out inside, the flow of the clinic, staff needs and their areas, new patients, where would they go and their first impression, and then returning patients, where do you want the returning patients to go? So we're going to talk about all that. I do like this reception area. It's nice and small, which is good. The receptionist could be sitting or standing, which I think is great. And then you've got a nice backdrop behind the receptionist with a bit of a barrier to the treatment area behind. And I'll show you an example that I like even better than this one. And then as far as the rooms go, a hallway like this with rooms on either side is great. Even putting a couple chairs and making the hallway wide enough so that the next patient can wait, maybe in the hall, or you could have a couch here so that people can wait and then go into the treatment room when the patient comes out. Takes a little bit of pressure off the front desk, which is great, and the reception area, and it allows regular patients to come in, easily access the treatment rooms and come out. So I really like this hallway concept with treatment rooms on either side. And but you do have to consider the professionals that are going to be working there, and you do have to consider the potential for expansion as the clinic grows. As far as the reception area, I like this even better than the example I showed you because it's a bit of a barrier to the hallway that has patients coming in and out. So this is great. And a small reception desk again, and then a reception area. And by today's standards, we don't really need large reception areas. I think now with text and email, I mean, a lot of patients, when they arrive at a clinic, they get text from their car and say, I'm here. You could tell them to come in, and it doesn't have to be like it used to where you have a really large waiting area and a lot of people waiting in that area. I don't think people really like that in this day and age, and it's better to have some flow to it, people moving, and so I think we can do a much better job with technology now to manage a clinic and to maximize the use of the space. So smaller spaces for reception, smaller spaces for the front desk is generally something I recommend when people are renovating, when doctors and therapists are renovating, or they're going to build a clinic from scratch. The treatment area, this treatment area is kind of disorganized. I don't really like this layout, so I wanted to show that to you. It's really broken up into a lot of sections. It's much better if you have that center hallway with the treatment rooms coming off that center hallway and the chairs to allow people to progress from the reception area into the treatment area. This is a better plan where people come in and they would be greet the receptionist. If you're a really large clinic, you might want to have 2 desks here or even 3 desks. You could have people waiting here, maybe a little kids area like that, and then a hallway. Here they have 2 hallways going back to the treatment areas. The rooms could be very similar as far as the size goes, You don't have to have larger treatment rooms and smaller ones. I think um, similar type of size for rooms where there's a table, an examination or a treatment table, and then enough room for the doctor and an assistant if needed to move around the table, cupboards or sinks so that you can have your supplies, depending on what type of health professional you are. So you just want to maximize the use of the space because every square foot counts. And then going to the back, you could have a restroom or washroom in the back area. You'll have a second exit. And then if you have any special rooms like an x-ray room, you can put that into the clinic design, but that should be to the back of the clinic. So you should really prioritize what the highest priority treatments are, have them closest to the reception area, and then the least highest priority in the back. So here's another concept of a hallway with treatment areas on one side right here. They have the reception area in the middle and a waiting room separate to that. I don't really like this concept, but this type of rectangular layout with rooms on either side of the hall and a reception in the front, like I showed you on the previous slide, is very good. The x-ray should not be in the middle because you need barriers here for patients and the next room. So this x-ray should be in the back corner, preferably facing, the x-ray should be facing the back wall or a concrete wall. So there's little considerations like this that are very important when you go to design a clinic. If you're interested in an initial consultation with us, feel free to click on the link in our post. We'd be happy to talk about your clinic plan or where you are as a health professional. Currently, we're offering 15-minute consults for initial consults as a get-to-know for $1. So it's just a way for us to get to know you, for you to see if the service would be of value to you. And it's just a little token cost as far as the first session goes. Sessions after that are $275 US an hour. And that includes reviewing what your needs are. So we use a needs assessment, we set goals, and we go over your current obstacles. And then we want to talk about an action plan that you can take to move towards your goals, overcome your obstacles, and we want to encourage you and hold you accountable to taking those steps to achieve your goals. We also want to provide feedback based on our expertise so that you can gain more value from those sessions. We usually do 13 session blocks in 13 weeks or 26 weeks, so weekly or bi-weekly, whatever the health professional needs. And then we do an assessment or a reassessment of how far have we come and what we need to do going forward. So those follow-up sessions are usually 45 minutes in length. We do it using video conferencing or phone, whatever's more convenient for you. We do have some flexible scheduling hours. And then we provide 15 minutes of email and text support in between calls so that you can ask questions or ask for advice or detail on what we discussed on the last call. For webinars, we do a lot of free webinars like this on Saturdays on Facebook Live, and we have paid webinars every 2 weeks on similar topics like this one, clinic design. So if you're interested in more detailed webinars, please feel free to give us feedback, as well as we'll watch the metrics and see which topics are being viewed the most and have the most comments, and then we can expand on that with a webinar that's more in-depth. Those in-depth webinars are usually $91 US, and they're about an hour in length. We do include the paid webinars in our masterclass membership and our coaching plan. So if you're in our masterclass or in our coaching program, you're going to get these paid webinars as part of your membership. This year, we're starting a masterclass, and next week is our first session. So it's a free session. If you want to join us just to see what it's like, it'll be next Saturday, and it'll be at the same time as this one. And you can join the group, and there'll be like-minded professionals there. We'll be talking about various topics on the business side of healthcare, as well as helping to refocus you on the reason why you became a health professional and what your true north is. So these will be very valuable sessions for us to get together and to stay focused on on serving our community, changing and saving lives. And so with that masterclass membership, you'll have access to the paid webinars. You'll also get one monthly coaching session for 45 minutes with 15 minutes of support in between those calls in that monthly masterclass membership. And we are considering a coffee with Cary sessions. So if you want to join me for coffee with Cary, we'll do that periodically throughout the month as well. The cost for this is $395 US for the membership, and you basically get all of this in that membership on a monthly basis. If you're interested in advertising a clinic opportunity, whether you're looking for an associate, a different type of healthcare provider, you're selling your practice, or maybe you're just out of school and you're looking to find a good opportunity, go to Healthcare Classified. We started this website and this business last year, healthcareclassified.com. You can post an ad for free for 30 days right now. And that way you can connect with other health professionals that are looking for opportunities. You can even put equipment on there or other clinic-related items for sale. For our advanced webinars, you can find them advertised on Facebook Live and on Eventbrite. You can get a ticket there if you go to our page, True North Practice Management on Eventbrite. And then when you do buy a ticket, you'll get a link to our Zoom call where you can join us and we'll be going over that topic. If you miss it, you'll have access to the recording and we can send that to you in video or audio format. And please follow us on our social media channels. So on Facebook, we have a page, True North Practice Management, and then you can follow the events that we have coming up. We do regular posts so you can stay in touch with what we're working on. And then our other handles on social media are on Instagram and Twitter, True North PM. On Facebook, True North Practice Management. On YouTube, same as this, True North Practice Management. Our podcast on Apple and Android is Health Professional Biz, so Health Professional Business, and you'll see the images similar to how we started. I'll go back to this first slide and you'll recognize our cover on the podcast channels, and then our website, truenorthpracticemanagement.com. So feel free to follow us on social media. And then when you're ready to join us, please join us for a free or paid webinar, a masterclass, or some coaching sessions. You'll see our podcast channel with a graphic similar to this one or similar to this one. All right, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you learned something about clinic design. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment. And click on the like button and subscribe on YouTube and our podcast as well. And join us next week for our first mastermind group session.